Welcome back to the channel, treasure seekers, collectors, and fans of Australian history. Today's episode is going to take you on an exciting journey into the world of numismatics as we uncover the top four most valuable 50-cent Australian coins, each from a different year, each with its own unique story, and each capable of turning spare change into a small fortune. Whether you're a passionate coin collector or someone who simply wants to check if that coin sitting in your drawer is worth something big, this video is for you. These coins are more than just currency. They're rare, historical artifacts that are exploding in value in today's action-packed collector market. So sit back, open your coin albums, and maybe grab a magnifying glass. Let's get started. First up, the 1975 Australian 50-cent coin stands as a powerful reminder that even everyday pocket change can carry stories of national pride, craftsmanship, and, if you're lucky, unexpected fortune. At first glance, it may seem like just another circulated coin from the mid-70s. Its edges may be worn, its luster faded, and its surface dulled by time. But beneath that humble appearance lies a treasure trove of value and significance that could turn a common collector into a savvy investor, and possibly into the next great numismatic success story. Minted by the Royal Australian Mint, the 1975 50-cent coin is part of Australia's second series of decimal coinage, introduced just a few years after the transition from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the new decimal currency in 1966. While the round silver 50-cent coin of 1966 became a famous and highly valuable collector piece due to its 80% silver content, subsequent 50-cent coins, including the 1975 edition, took on a distinct 12-sided dodecagonal shape and were minted using a copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel. This new shape was not just a cosmetic change. It helped distinguish the coin from the circular 20-cent piece and added a bold, iconic silhouette to Australian currency that remains to this day. The design of the 1975 50-cent coin is nothing short of magnificent, even in circulated condition. On the reverse, we see the glorious Australian coat of arms, a regal depiction designed by the legendary Stuart Devlin, one of the most celebrated coin designers in the Commonwealth. At its heart is the national shield, divided into 6 parts, each representing one of Australia's 6 states. Surrounding it are 2 iconic creatures, the mighty kangaroo on the left and the proud emu on the right, both native species known for their strength, endurance, and, notably, their inability to move backward, symbolizing the nation's commitment to progress. Above the shield, the 7-pointed Commonwealth star rests proudly, representing Australia's unity. And behind it all, intricate sprays of golden wattle, the national floral emblem, form a backdrop of botanical elegance. In circulated condition, the depth and clarity of this design may be softened by time, but its historical and symbolic richness remains undeniable, and when found in better shape, it still catches the collector's eye. The obverse features the elegant and timeless portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, rendered in the iconic 1966 design by Arnold Machin. With her royal tiara and serene gaze, the Queen's profile is framed by the inscriptions Elizabeth II and Australia in 1975. This portrait, used on Australian coins until 1984, is a nostalgic snapshot of the monarchy's presence during a transformative era in Australian history. Even in circulated condition, the Queen's outline and regal expression often retain their form, and the simple yet balanced layout of the obverse adds classic charm to the coin. In terms of specifications, the 1975 50-cent coin weighs 15.55 grams, measures 31.65 millimeters in diameter, and boasts that unmistakable 12-sided shape. The edge is plain, a deliberate design choice that enhances grip and helps identify the coin by touch. Its robust copper-nickel composition gives it durability, allowing many examples, even in circulation, to survive with their core details intact. This resilience makes the coin a popular choice for collectors seeking to assemble full-year sets or explore the stylistic continuity of Devlin's masterful designs. So what about its market value and collector demand? In a word, underestimated. Despite being minted in high numbers, over 20.9 million coins were produced in 1975. The number of pieces surviving today, in clean circulated condition, free of major scratches or corrosion, is steadily declining. Why? Because 50-cent coins are among the most used denominations in Australia, and their heavy wear in pockets, tills, and vending machines takes a toll over the decades. As such, well-preserved circulated examples with clear design details are becoming increasingly sought after, especially among beginner collectors, enthusiasts building full decimal series collections, and investors focused on coins with long-term upward potential. In circulated condition, a 1975 50-cent coin typically sells for between $1 and $3 Australian dollars, depending on surface quality, color, and level of detail remaining. Coins in better circulated condition, with even wear, fewer contact marks, and good definition, can fetch up to $5 or $10 from eager buyers. But if you're fortunate enough to discover one in uncirculated or mint state, the value can jump significantly, $20 to $60 or more, especially if professionally graded. Even more intriguing are the rare mint error variants, such as misstrikes, off-center errors, or die cracks, that can command $100 to $500 depending on severity and visual appeal. These error coins are incredibly scarce, and every year, collectors scour bulk coin lots in hopes of finding one that's flown under the radar. But what truly fuels the 1975 50-cent coin's future value is its historic place in the evolution of Australian coinage, its beautifully detailed design, and its increasing rarity in decent condition. As newer generations enter the world of collecting and older coins are removed from circulation or damaged beyond repair, the supply of viable collector-grade coins like this is diminishing. And with social media, numismatic forums, and YouTube channels bringing more awareness to vintage coin value, demand is rising at an exponential pace. So, could the 1975 Australian 50-cent coin make you a millionaire? Not overnight. But if you're building a smart collection, targeting overlooked gems like this, and holding on to high-quality examples, you're planting seeds for a future of high returns. These are the coins that form the foundation of great collections. They may not always grab headlines today, but tomorrow, when scarcity sets in and demand peaks, they'll be the ones collectors fight to own. The 1975 Australian 50-cent coin in circulated condition is a relic of value waiting to be rediscovered. It's a pocket-sized monument to Australia's heritage, its minting excellence, and its enduring national symbols. Whether you're a casual hobbyist, a serious collector, or a treasure hunter dreaming of riches, this coin deserves your attention. So next time you're flipping through your change, pause for a moment, because that worn silver dodecagon from 1975 might just be the beginning of your million-dollar coin journey. Next up, the 2013 Australian 50-cent coin emerges as a modern marvel with unexpected potential. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin, casually passed from hand to hand at the grocery store, its edges worn slightly by a decade of quiet circulation. But don't be fooled. Beneath that modest exterior lies a remarkable piece of Australian minting artistry, one that carries not only national symbolism and stunning craftsmanship, but also the whisper of increasing collector value. This is no ordinary coin. This is the 2013 50-cent piece, and it could be the sleeper coin that sets your collection, and possibly your financial future, ablaze. Struck by the prestigious Royal Australian Mint, the 2013 50-cent coin belongs to a proud and enduring lineage. Since 1969, the distinctive dodecagonal shape, 12 sides of unmistakable boldness, has made Australia's 50-cent coin one of the most recognizable pieces of currency in the world. With a diameter of 31.65 millimeters and a weight of 15.55 grams, this coin stands as a true heavyweight in both presence and purpose. Made of copper nickel, a tough alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin is built to withstand time. In circulated condition, the wear of commerce may have dimmed its gleam, but its story, its soul, and its collectability shine ever brighter. The obverse side of the coin features the graceful and timeless profile of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the brilliant Ian Rank Broadley. This version of Her Majesty, introduced in 1998, portrays the Queen with remarkable realism, her age, wisdom, and dignified composure captured with unflinching honesty. Unlike earlier idealized portraits, Rank Broadley's interpretation offers a regal humanity, one that resonates deeply with collectors. The inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 2013, frames the portrait, anchoring it in both time and place. Even in very good circulated condition, this side retains its gravitas. Its details may be softened, but the essence remains untouched. Turn the coin over, and you're greeted by the reverse design that never fails to impress. The majestic Australian coat of arms, created by the legendary Stuart Devlin, the same master artisan who designed Australia's original decimal coin reverses. This side is a masterpiece of symbolism and national pride. At the center is the national shield, divided into 6 segments representing each of Australia's 6 states. Flanking the shield are 2 powerful native animals, the kangaroo and the emu, chosen not just for their iconic status, but for the fact that neither can walk backward, symbolizing a nation always moving forward. Above the shield sits the seven-pointed Commonwealth star, representing unity among the states and territories, while behind it, graceful branches of golden wattle, Australia's national floral emblem, add a layer of natural beauty. In terms of mintage, the 2013 50-cent coin had a relatively low production run compared to other circulation years. Around 4.6 million coins were struck for general circulation, a modest figure when you consider Australia's population and coin usage rate. This lower mintage means fewer coins in circulation today, and as time wears on, the number of well-preserved pieces will continue to shrink. This scarcity is exactly what collectors and investors look for. In the world of coin collecting, low mintage often equals high potential, especially when paired with iconic designs and historical continuity. Now let's talk value, the part that turns a casual interest into a burning obsession. In very good circulated condition, the 2013 50-cent coin generally commands between $1 and $3 Australian, depending on the extent of wear, luster retention, and surface marks. However, coins in near uncirculated or extremely fine condition can fetch $5 to $10 Australian, especially from collectors trying to complete a year's set or searching for standout condition examples. But the real surprise comes from coins in mint state, particularly those graded by professional agencies like PCGS or NGC. A 2013 50-cent coin in MS66 or higher condition can sell for $30 to $70 Australian or more, with values climbing if the coin exhibits exceptional eye appeal. But the story doesn't end there. What turns this coin into a potential millionaire maker is the emerging market trend. As demand grows for full year-by-year sets of Australian 50-cent coins, especially from international collectors drawn to the unique shapes and designs, key modern dates like 2013 are gaining attention. Many people overlook coins from recent years, assuming they hold no value yet, but that's where the opportunity lies. Savvy collectors understand that value is not only about age, but also about survivability, condition, and demand trajectory. The 2013 coin, with its relatively low mintage and growing awareness, is exactly the type of coin that sees value spike unexpectedly over time. Moreover, don't forget the wild card, minting errors. While rare, examples of 2013 50-cent coins with off-center strikes, cut breaks, double dies, or planchet flaws do exist, and when one surfaces, prices can skyrocket to hundreds of dollars depending on the severity and visibility of the error. These anomalies turn everyday coins into prized possessions, and eagle-eyed collectors are always on the hunt for the next overlooked treasure. The 2013 Australian 50-cent coin in very good condition is a coin worth holding on to, not just for its metal value, but for the story it tells and the potential it holds. It's a modern relic, a piece of royal and national symbolism, and a reflection of Australia's proud numismatic tradition. Whether you're assembling a complete set, searching for hidden minting errors, or laying the groundwork for a high-value collection, this coin deserves your attention. In a sea of forgotten change, it's a shining opportunity, a coin that, with patience and foresight, could be worth far more than its face value. So next time you spot a 2013 50-cent coin in your wallet or coin jar, take a second look. That 12-sided wonder might just be your ticket to numismatic greatness. And perhaps, just perhaps, it could be one small coin that leads to one massive fortune. Next up, the Millennium Year 2000 commemorative 50-cent coin. This is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of national storytelling struck in metal. Even in damaged or heavily circulated condition, this remarkable coin carries with it a weight far beyond its face value. Issued at the very turn of the century, the coin is a powerful emblem of transformation, of a country looking boldly toward the future while embracing every layer of its past. And now, decades later, as collectors comb through their change jars and old purses, this very coin, sometimes scratched, worn, and faded, has emerged as a dark horse in the race for high-value collectibles, a sleeper candidate in Australia's growing numismatic treasure hunt. From the very first glance, the design of the Millennium 2000 coin commands attention. Unlike the standard Australian 50-cent piece, which traditionally features the Commonwealth coat of arms, this version bursts with modernity and abstract brilliance. Designed by Vladimir Gottwald, the reverse side presents a radiating composition filled with stylized lines and arcs that seem to explode from the center like a star. It symbolizes a unified Australia rising into a new millennium, touching on the themes of Indigenous culture, European history, multiculturalism, and national progress. The inscription Millennium Year 2000 curves elegantly around the lower rim of the coin, marking it forever in time. The symmetry, symbolism, and sheer uniqueness of this design make it a standout in Australian commemorative coinage, easily recognized even when time has weathered its shine. Turning over to the obverse side, the coin retains the distinguished portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait is known for its realism, maturity, and subtle elegance. The Queen faces right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her gaze calm and composed. It's a familiar and regal contrast to the futuristic vision on the reverse, grounding the coin in both tradition and forward thinking. Even in worn or circulated condition, the monarch's profile often remains distinguishable, keeping the coin's balance between past and future intact. Let's now delve into the specifications of this iconic coin. Structurally, it follows the same format as all Australian 50-cent pieces since the mid-1970s. The coin is made of copper nickel, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that bright silvery sheen when new and a deep, muted gray as it ages. It weighs 15.55 grams, measures 31.65 millimeters in diameter, and sports the familiar dodecagonal, 12-sided, shape, a tactile and visual feature that distinguishes the 50-cent coin from nearly all others in circulation. This makes it one of the largest and most durable coins in the Australian currency system. Even when damaged or tarnished, its weight and shape make it easy to recognize, and for collectors, impossible to ignore. But what truly makes the Millennium coin fascinating isn't just its looks or symbolism, it's the supply, demand, and rising market potential. In the year 2000, the Royal Australian Mint produced 16.6 million of these coins, a decent mintage, but not excessive. At the time, many were snapped up by Australians keen to hold onto a souvenir of the new millennium. Some were placed in protective folders or mint sets. Others were spent, forgotten, or kept in pockets and purses, eventually finding their way into banks and drawers. And many, like the one you might be holding now, entered heavy circulation, enduring the scuffs, scratches, and daily wear of life. That's what makes the damaged or circulated Millennium coin so intriguing. It's both common and rare. While millions were minted, the number of coins surviving today in good condition is far smaller. And even those in poor condition are seeing rising interest, thanks to growing demand from young collectors and Australian history enthusiasts. So let's talk value. A heavily damaged, circulated Millennium 50-cent coin might not look like much, but today it can fetch between $1.50 to $3 Australian dollars, depending on its specific condition. That's already triple or more its face value for a worn, scratched coin. Coins in moderate circulated condition, where most of the design remains visible but the luster is lost, tend to go for $4 to $7 Australian dollars on collector markets. Those in uncirculated or near uncirculated condition can command anywhere from $20 to $80 Australian dollars, and prices continue to rise as supply dwindles. And for coins graded by professional services, especially those scoring MS65 or higher, the price can jump to $150 to $300 Australian dollars, depending on the market mood, demand, and any extra rarity factors. Here's where it gets thrilling: errors and varieties. Over the years, collectors have uncovered rare Millennium 2050-cent error coins, including off-center strikes, double strikes, broad strikes, and even coins minted on the wrong planchet. These error coins can be absolute gold mines. Some have sold at auction for several $100s, especially when authenticated by experts. So even a damaged coin, if it has a minting flaw, can be worth 50 or 100 times its base value. Imagine finding one of those in your old change tin. It happens more often than you'd think. What's also fueling this momentum is a growing trend in modern coin collecting. Across Australia and globally, collectors are turning away from only ancient rarities and focusing instead on modern-era commemorative coins, especially those with historic significance like the Millennium series. Social media groups, online auctions, and coin expos are now buzzing with activity surrounding coins from 2000. That demand pushes prices upward, especially for coins in better condition or coins that tell a story, even if they're marked, damaged, or darkened by time. So, can the Millennium 50-cent coin from the year 2000 make you a millionaire? On its own, a damaged version might only bring in a few bucks, but it's the potential for scaling up that matters. If you were to find a rare error, or you happen to own several high-grade pieces, or even build a full set of commemorative coins from this era, you're looking at a portfolio with serious collector value. Some investors have turned coins like this into a side business, buying low, holding as demand rises, and selling high to passionate collectors. The Millennium coin is part of that opportunity. The Millennium Year 2000 50-cent coin is a timeless treasure, whether it's in mint condition or worn by the years. It's more than metal, it's a message, a symbol of celebration, unity, and the promise of a new age. If you have one, take a closer look. Feel its weight. Study its detail. Even if it's damaged, know this. It's part of a powerful legacy that continues to grow in value, both in sentiment and in dollars. And who knows? That little coin with the scratches and wear in your drawer might just be your first step toward discovering a collection or a fortune that you never knew you had. Next up, the 2014 Australian 50-cent coin is one of those unexpected gems, unassuming in the hand, but powerful when placed under the lens of rarity, condition, and future market potential. At first glance, it may seem like just another silver-toned piece from your pocket change. But hold it up to the light, study the bold lines of its crest, the depth of the monarch's portrait, and the clean geometry of its 12-sided edge, and you'll start to see what many collectors are finally catching on to. The 2014 50-cent coin is one of the modern-era coins gaining serious traction in the collector's market, especially in very fine to excellent condition. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a ticket to value, to history, and possibly to a life-changing discovery. Let's start with its design, classic, iconic, and rooted in Australian heritage. The reverse of the 2014 50-cent coin proudly displays the Commonwealth coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, who remains one of the most revered names in coin artistry. His design has graced the 50-cent piece since 1966, and by 2014, it had become a symbol recognized across the country. The intricate detailing of the kangaroo and emu, standing sentinel on either side of the shield, represent Australia's forward-moving spirit. Both animals are famously unable to walk backward. Above them rests the regal crown, while the ornate shield itself displays 6 compartments for each Australian state. Around the rim, the dodecagonal edge enhances grip and sets this coin apart on sight and touch, a unique feature among global coinage. Flip it to the obverse, and you're met with the powerful presence of Queen Elizabeth II, immortalized in the portrait sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy was introduced in 1998 and used until 2018, marking it as one of the longest-serving and most recognizable portraits of the Queen in Australian currency. Unlike earlier portraits, Rank Broadley's version is more lifelike and less stylized, showcasing the Queen with strength and age-earned dignity. On the 2014 coin, even in circulated or very fine condition, her facial features, tiara, and necklines are often still clearly visible, giving the coin a commanding presence no matter how long it has been in the public's hands. When it comes to specifications, the 2014 50-cent coin keeps with the standard measurements introduced in 1969. It weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, and is made of copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it its signature silver hue and robust durability. Its 12-sided shape, dodecagon, is not just a design feature but a practical one, making it easy to distinguish by feel. These specifications haven't changed for decades, which means collectors must rely heavily on year-mint specifics, condition, and rare varieties to identify those standout pieces that could be worth far more than 50 cents. And now to the exciting part, rarity and value. While the 2014 50-cent coin had a respectable mintage, with tens of millions produced, the truth is that many were heavily circulated, lost, or damaged. Very few remained in pristine condition. As more collectors pivot toward modern decimal coinage, the demand for coins from the 2010s in very fine to extremely fine condition is skyrocketing. A 2014 coin in very fine condition, where only slight signs of wear are visible and the intricate details remain sharp, can now command anywhere from $2 to $6 Australian, depending on the buyer, the platform, and the current market buzz. Coins in uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated condition have been spotted selling for $10 to $20 Australian, especially if paired with other coins from the 2010 to 2015 range as a collector's set. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Where things get truly electrifying is in the realm of error coins and low-mintage variants. Across the country, collectors have uncovered off-center strikes, double rims, die cracks, and weak strikes from the 2014 50-cent batch. These errors are not officially documented in mass, making them even more mysterious and desirable. If you happen to spot a 2014 coin with a visible minting flaw, say a die crack across the Queen's crown or a misaligned reverse, it could fetch $50 to $150 Australian, or even more at auction, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Combine that with a very fine condition, and you're sitting on a silent jackpot. The collector market in 2025 is also driven by a renewed national interest in preserving modern coinage. With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022, coins featuring her portrait, especially in years close to that event, have surged in emotional and collectible value. The 2014 coin sits in a sweet spot of history, recent enough to feel current, yet just far enough away to gain that vintage edge. Collectors and investors alike are starting to build year sets, and 2014 is a key part of that puzzle. That means demand is not just here to stay, it's growing. Imagine this, a single 50-cent coin sitting quietly in your drawer today, possibly ignored or forgotten, could soon become part of a collector's prize display. Or better yet, if part of a collection or portfolio of very fine condition pieces, it could add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It's not far-fetched. In recent years, humble Australian decimal coins once worth their face value have sold for life-changing amounts at auction, when the right collector meets the right piece at the right time. So, is the 2014 50-cent coin your gateway to becoming a coin millionaire? While it might not command five-figure prices on its own, yet it represents something far more important, a stepping stone to value. It teaches us that today's coins can be tomorrow's treasures, that the secret to wealth may not lie buried in ancient vaults, but tucked in your glove box, coin jar, or jacket pocket. Every collector, every investor, and every historian knows, wealth starts with knowledge. And in the world of coins, knowledge like this, about a seemingly ordinary coin, can flip into extraordinary reward. So go ahead, check your change, dig through that kitchen drawer, or open your old coin albums. That 2014 50-cent piece, gleaming slightly under the surface or worn with pride from circulation, could be the cornerstone of a collection, a symbol of quiet worth, and just maybe, the coin that opens the door to your million-dollar journey.